They just keep on doing it. Russia, Russia, Russia for more than a year. And now after some cheesy graphic is released by Vladimir Putin just days before his election, we have the accusation that we're coming into a new Cold War with Russia. Well, let's just get the facts straight. Francis Fukuyama was wrong. Very wrong. The 1990s in the foreign policy, national security arena was defined by two articles that became books. One was Francis Fukuyama's The End of History and the Last Man, and the other was Sam Huntington's Clash of Civilizations. Let's start with Professor Huntington. The late professor wrote a book that has been misrepresented and misinterpreted. He didn't say the future would be about the clash between different civilizations. He said it would happen on the borderlands where these civilizations rubbed up against each other. If you look at Kashmir, if you look at the Balkans in the 1990s, there's a lot to be said for Professor Huntington's analysis, and I recommended at least the original article that turned into a book. But Francis Fukuyama had as great an influence when he said, back in the beginning of the 1990s, as the Cold War had finished, that ideology is irrelevant. There will be no more ideological wars. We defeated the Nazis. We defeated the Soviet Union. So now democracy stands alone, and the future of humankind is just about tinkering at the edges of market democracy. Well, Francis, Professor Fukuyama, if you prefer, how wrong you were. Ideology isn't dead. Ideology is very, very much alive. And I'm not just talking about September the 11th, but of course that's part and parcel of it. In my book, Defeating Jihad, The Winnable War, I draw a direct line between the Nazis of World War II, the communists of the Cold War, and the jihadists of today. They're all connected. Their end state may be different in terms of who they worship or what they wish to create, but they're all totalitarians. They all refuse to brook compromise. If you do not agree with them, you will be enslaved or you will be killed. Whether you're a Jew resisting the Nazis of World War II, or whether you're a communist, refusnik, a dissident during the Cold War like Solzhenitsyn, or whether you're just a Christian or a Jew or a Buddhist or a Zoroastrian or a Yazidi who's being exterminated by the global jihadi movement. Ideology is very much alive, even in the Kremlin. Remember, this former KGB colonel, who's now the head of state of the Russian Federation, has gone on record saying that the collapse of the Soviet Union was the greatest geostrategic or geopolitical tragedy of the 20th century. That's an ideological statement. He wishes Russia to be great again, and that's why he's rattling his sabers prior to an election. So, don't take these things for granted. Ideas matter at the beginning of the 21st century just as much as they mattered in 1939, 1941, or 1948. Ideology never left. And we, as the only nation, America, founded on the principles of liberty and freedom, we are the last best hope. Thank you for watching the Gorka Briefing. If you liked this video, please check out the Rebel Media YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Seb Gorka. That's SEBGORKA. And share these videos on Facebook and Twitter, because with your help, we can push back on the fake news industrial complex and finally get the truth out. God bless.